So this video is going to be on Winter Siege, the new event. And we're in the middle of battle. So the very first thing that you do before you go to battle is during the preparation stage, you set up your squads. So I set up 2 squads. Because we are garrisoning buildings, I set up 1 squad that would be a warden for one of the buildings, which is kind of like the building captain, right? And I used a defensive formation because I knew that I would be the warden for one of the buildings. So you can see here that I was appointed warden, and because I was appointed warden, I got 5 stars. 5 hearts and 2 stars, whereas other people in the building only have 3 hearts. So I have more stars and more hearts. That means that it's harder to kill me, but the negative is that once you kill this squad, we do lose 2 stars instead of 1. So you have 3 chances to you can battle 3 times unless somebody is substantially stronger than you. So I'm going to show you where I attacked a guy over here. So let me go find. So my strongest squad, which is 1.4 billion, attacked this guy King, and you can see this first attack, he lost 1 heart because he lost that battle. And then in the second battle, I won again. And so he lost another heart. And then I hit him a 3rd time with each squad can do 3 hits. And then, so you have 2 squads, they can do 3 hits. I'm sorry about my dog. And then you have to wait 2 hours before you get another attack. And you get 1 attack every 2 hours. So I can't, hold on 1 second. Samson! So every 2 hours, I'll get a new attack. And I can hit somebody else. I don't think that this game is going to be going on because we are dominating these people. They just didn't have the power. So then I hit him with my 2nd strongest squad, and you can see that dropped him down from, he had 2 stars, and it dropped him down to 1 star. And then I hit him 1 more time with my 2nd squad, and I defeated the warden, and it cost them 2 alliance stars. So you can see up here at the very top, there is a bar, and it shows that my alliance, we're in blue, has 178 stars, and the other alliance only has 132 right now. And we have successfully defeated the fortress number 4, or stronghold number 4. So we each get a chest because we have defeated that stronghold. And that stronghold is gone. And then, I can't attack because I have another hour and a half before I would be able to attack. But now that we are have defeated one of the front strongholds, we are now able to attack stronghold number 1. And so if we go and look, we can see that our sniper he's battling the people in that, and it looks like he's already done all 3 of his hits. And so we have a couple of people taking out this Quinn Rose person, and she's the warden, so we want to take her out. And Sniper, he took out the strongest person, so they interesting, they didn't have their strongest person as the warden. I'm not 100% sure why they didn't do that, but their strongest person was over 1 billion in power, and they had this Quinn Rose, who's only 800 million as the warden. And you want a really strong player as your warden because they are so many stars. Now you see here that she has 2, 4, 6 stars, and because she's the warden of the stronghold number 1, so if we defeat her, they lose all of those stars, and the goal is for us to take all of their stars away. So I know why Sniper didn't hit her, but had he taken 2 of his hits and hit her instead, then she would be gone, and they would have lost all of her stars. So, but we have other people who are at least 800 in power who can come back and hit her once they sign on. And that's, probably what will happen here in a little bit as people log in. And so the goal is that you want your people to find people that are close to them in power but weaker. So for instance, you wouldn't want somebody who is only 300 million in power to attack any of these squads that you can see here, because they would lose, and then that's going to hurt you more than it's going to hurt them. So we would want people who are 500 plus to hit these people, because they're all 400, and somebody who's 500 is probably going to win. Now, something to keep in mind, and I think it's on this one. Solo. Looks like those are the ones he won. So one of our guys, okay, here's where our guy Solo Ranger, who is 637 in power, attacks somebody who is 619. Now, Solo is stronger than him, but if we go here and we look, and on paper, he's, mostly stronger, but you can see his stats, especially like these down at the bottom, they're worse. So we come here and we can see that the reason they're worse is because his enemy lethality penalty and enemy health penalty is lower than the other guys. So the other guy dropped his lethality and his health, which is why his infantry lethality, infantry health, so they're so close together that having that little bit of a boost in his pet scores, the -4 versus the -3.5, the -6 versus the +5, the +6, those little tweaks made the difference and cost him the battle. So you can't just look at your power on paper when you're looking at whether you're going to win. Pardon me. Because you also have to consider any bonuses that they have, and most of this guy's pet bonuses offset any power that Solo had that was better than his. The other thing is this guy had 171,000 troops as opposed to Solo's 168. So anytime you're battling somebody who has more troops than you, unless you are substantially stronger than them, there's a chance you're gonna fail. So you don't want to just look at like, oh, I'm 637 and he's 619, of course I'm gonna win. You would want to look and see, like, I'm 637, how many troops does he have? He has more troops, so there's a chance I might not win, because if you're gonna battle 10,000 mini horses, you might think like, oh, I'm a giant compared to them, but 1,000 mini horses attacking you at once, okay, you might not survive. So that's just kind of what to think about when you're playing this game, is to make sure that you're targeting people that has a big enough gap, so those little things like pets and number of troops don't cause you to have a loss. So when you're picking your people that you're gonna attack, like let's say you are 450 and you're looking at these people and you're like, well, I want to attack one of these people. You can click the little magnifying glass beside their power, and that's going to give you a breakdown. It's not going to tell you their pets. So the pets are always going to be a wild card because we cannot see what their pet bonuses are. But you can see who their heroes are, what star rating their heroes have, and you can see their troop level, how many troops they have, and whether they have helios. So we can see that this person, they have a purple hero. That tells you right there, like they don't have enough gold heroes to fill out 2 squads. So they're probably on the weaker side, which we knew based on their power. And then they have furnace level 6 infantry and marksmen, but furnace level 7 lancers, which is honestly an interesting. And they have 159 troops. So if I was going to attack them and I had 450,000 power, and I had, like, let's say I had 170,000 troops, I might be willing to hit this person because A, I know I'm a lot stronger than them, and B, I know I have more troops. So, and C, this person probably doesn't have higher pets than me because they don't even have all of their heroes. They're probably free to play. They probably have not invested a lot in pets. I could be wrong. That is a chance. So if I'm 450, do I want to hit that person? Or do I want to go down here and hit one of these, 300 people that I know I could beat, right? So that's when you're planning your strategy, you have to give that some thought. So once you take out the strongholds, you're going to be taking their stars. Once all of their stars are gone, the battle is over. We've won. I do anticipate if we go and look, there are some people that haven't been hit at all. But we have a lot of our players aren't even online yet. And so as our players start to come online, there's going to be more losses, and you can see that they've lost quite a few people in their garrisons, and then of course they lost everybody in this one. So when you're building up your fortresses, the strategy that we used is we knew that they had to beat the front buildings before they could access the back buildings. So we went in, we've lost people, but this used to be 16 billion in power. And we made sure that all of our buildings had about 16 billion in power all the way across. So you can see that this building has, it looks like we've lost somebody. Yeah, we lost the weakest squad. So we have lost one squad out of this building, but it was close to, it was 15.9. One of our people who was in the building left the building, or left the alliance, and then forgot to re-register her squad when she came back. It happens. And then over here you can see that this one, they haven't lost anybody. Prince Farming Squad, it's his second squad. He has lost 1 heart, and his morale is down to 80%. Now, as your morale drops with defeats, you become easier to beat. So his morale being low means that it's going to be easier to beat him when somebody attacks him next. But, we're still really strong in these 2 buildings. So we tried to make all the way across about 16. We wanted them all to be about the same. And then what the opponent did, though, is they set it up to where this one was substantially weaker than the other 2. And I don't think that that's a sound strategy, because it was real easy for us to be like, it's already, this building is already defeated. So anyway, so that's how it goes. There are no current battles taking place right now. If there were, you would see little swords fighting, like the animation with the swords up here and the bar graph at the top. There we go. So we can see that a battle is taking place over here in 2. And so we can see that one of our players just defeated one of their players. And it's an Asian name. There's Asian characters. I don't know what his actual name is. But he beat Coach Gibby while we were talking, and took away one of Coach Gibby's hearts. So, and there I'm guessing it's him again. Yep. So he hit him again. If he's probably going to hit him one more time, and then he's going to take away Coach Gibby's last heart, and then Coach Gibby will be defeated, and they will lose his stars. Oh, did he not? Did he go over here instead? He did. Maybe that was his last hit, because you can see here that this is his second troop, because his troop in the other stronghold was 600, right? Let's go back over here. 527. So his he must have hit somebody else before. I don't know, maybe not in this group, but his power here is 527, and then the paddle over here it's 477. So he's taking this guy. So you can see that he just defeated this Zlatic. So he hit him and won every battle and took away all 3 of that guy's hearts. And so it says squad defeated, costing the enemy 1 star. And so now the enemy is down to 123 stars. We're still at 171. We started, I think, with 180. So some of our squads have lost. So as you win, there are missions that you can accomplish, and you get prizes for that. And then there's the ranking of how many points you get, carnage points, and the wins. So I had 6 wins, which is good. I didn't have higher carnage because I fought people that were pretty close to me in power. If you fight somebody substantially less than you, you're gonna defeat them and have higher carnage. And these are our warden. So Sniper, he's our well, and so he has he's been appointed warden of 2 buildings, and then And then me and Dios are wardens of 1 each. So, and you can see that for the smaller strongholds, the warden only gets 2. So even though I get 5 hearts, I only get 2 stars. So if they defeat me, it only costs us 2 stars, and they have to beat me 5 times. And right now, they don't have anybody who can beat me, period. Like, I'm not bragging, but they don't have anybody that can beat me. And we've already defeated a lot of them, so once you're defeated, you can't battle anymore. So all of those people who are grayed out at the bottom, they cannot play. So if they didn't log in at the beginning of this round, and this is the negative about this game. So if this Coach Gibby had not logged in at reset and attacked, then when he goes to log in an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, either A, the game is going to be over because we will have already won, or B, he won't be able to play with his squad because we've already beat his squad. So his squad too can't attack because it's already defeated. And it's like we snuck in and killed him in his sleep. So that's the negative. There's not a lot of the like active kind of events that really favor people in the Americas, because like castle battles early in the morning for us, like 5, 6, or 7, depending on your time zone in the Americas. And I say the Americas, north, south, central. Foundry events. We do have one at 2 o'clock time, but then other, foundry times are, but this one definitely favors people who live in the Western Hemisphere. Because, as you can see, people that are awake, we've all been kicking butt. And I'm going to have to stop because I am expected to play bear in 10 minutes. But if you have any questions about the Winter Siege, I started to talk about my squads and then I got distracted. But I have one defensive squad because I was going to be warden. And then I have the second strongest set of heroes. Gwen and Reyna are actually my strongest archer and lancer right now. And then Amos is my second strongest infantry. And I knew that they were going to be inside the stronghold 1 with sniper, and sniper would be warden. So I didn't need to focus on making sure that they were defensive at all. Sniper, however, he's warden for this one and he is warden for this one. So when he's setting up his squads, he needs to think about how he's going to manage as warden for both. And he used a very similar ratio to me, and he used his best heroes in both. So I think that is all. If you have any questions, you can holler. I'm happy to answer them because I know that there's been a lot of confusion about the event, and I'm going to try to get this posted ASAP so that y'all can see how it plays and things.